What is up, YouTube? It's Youngest Chief, and today got an important video. But before we start, I just want to sage and cleanse the air, the energy. Um, you want to know what happened about 5 minutes ago? Okay, get this. Get this. 5 minutes ago, there's this crow sitting right outside my house, monitoring, just, just monitoring me. And this crow sits on this tree by my house all the time. I'm gonna hit the singing bowl, so you have, yeah, that was terrible. Hold up. We done, boy. Hey, that was much better. Okay. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. All right. So where should we start? I want to talk about a lot about some spiritual warfare that's been going on, right? Um, the past, yeah, a couple weeks have been, man, I do not like. Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, get this. I didn't even finish the story. The part about the crow, right? It's just sitting in this tree, and then as I look up, I see two eagles flying high above it, right? And the two eagles were trying to lock its talons and like try mating. Um, yeah, but they were flying super high in the sky. That's just spirit's way of just telling me like, just rise above. Um, just like have a higher perspective, and yeah, and like just know that like these monitoring spirits cannot touch me. They cannot affect me. But another thing, so we're gonna get right into it, right? So let's start with this. So in Minnesota, it became legal to, grow can not grow can yeah, yeah, yeah. We can grow cannabis. We can smoke it legally, whatever. But since I've been getting into it, right, I'm trying to put only like I'm trying to be mindful of the soil I use, and I'm not spraying it with like nothing, right? And for to get the pH balance right, you know, I haven't started this process, but I really, really want to. I'm probably going to, but you get deionized water from, Cub Foods or whatever, 49 cents. And then to change the pH balance, you just add salt, like Himalayan salt, and then um like organic lemons or something, right? Because those two things are natural and organic. Or yeah, you can get like organic like Himalayan salt or I think all salt's nah, all salt is definitely not organic. But yeah, and then that way you can increase or lower the pH balance instead of using pH down, which they say is safe. But again, I'm not sure what like is in pH down, and like there is alternatives to use something that is actually 100% organic. That yeah. So speaking of that, I've been telling people that the weed that the cannabis that they are getting from these dispensaries is filled with plant growth hormones or like PGMs, right? And who knows what the PGMs do, right? They could do anything. They could make the size of the crop bigger. They could make it taste different. They could make it smell better. You could do a bunch of different things, right? So, my uncle picked up some like a little bit ago. I forget where. It was from some shop in Minnesota, right? He got it from his buddy or something, something or another. So I tried it, right? And the thing about PGMs is that you can tell like how dense a nug is and see that why the fuck is this thing as it's as hard as a bullet, like and like bro, and he keeps telling me it is because it is ziplocked, like sealed tight, and it's like I don't think it would still be that hard. But anyway, that is one of the big indicators. And then when I smoked it, right, the first thing that I tasted was why does this taste like a balloon? Like when you blow up a balloon, like it tastes like that rubbery feel. And then I look on the jar, right? I look at the jar, and you can look at the batch number, the ID number, the batch number, right? But guess what? They don't have to tell you at the dispensary. They don't have to tell you anything that was put into that weed. And when they list the ingredient, there's only one ingredient. And what is that? Well, it's weed, it's marijuana, right? But they don't have to tell you if they sprayed it with fucking Roundup, right? If they had like a little bug on their thing, they could just spray that with Roundup, right? They don't have to list that. Yeah, that could still be you could still just all that it has to do to make it into the dispensary is pass the chemical analysis lab test, which do they have ways to test for PGMs? Nope. Because guess why? Yeah, I don't know. It's probably a hard thing to test for, and you don't really know. Like, I don't know. How can you test for something if you like? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the chemist, but all I know is that for a label to pass the chemical test, all it needed to all that needs to all it needs to pass the test is like the marijuana levels, THC levels, CBD levels, blah blah blah, this and that. Like how like you know what I mean? And then it has to tell you something, but it doesn't have to tell you what is grown into it, right? And now if we look at this right here, handy dandy package, right? Called Rooted and Zooted, okay? Sounds like a pretty reasonable pretty cool name, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty cool packaging, not gonna lie. Right? That's how they get you is with the packaging, right? Looks pretty cool, right? That's what they teach us in advertising class. Look, it has a little caramel sundae on it. Mmm, yummy. Then it has like a hurricane on it, or a tornado, right? A slurricane. Okay, right? And then look, as we flip it over to the backside, let's get into it. For use by individuals 21 years of age or older, or registered qualifying patients only. This from Michigan, so in Minnesota we got it, recreational. Keep out of reach of children. I think they do too as well. They do. Keep out of reach of children. It is illegal to drive a motor vehicle while under the influence of marijuana. And look at the next sentence after that. National Poison Control Center 1-800-222-1222 Actual THC and CBD values may vary from the reported value by 10%. Really? You're telling me you got like real lab equipment can spend that can send, spacecraft into the atmosphere, right? James Webb telescopes that can, sail far, far past to the depths of space, right? But you can't you can't correctly analyze the percentage. It's by 10%. You can't get the correct percentage down. The percentage of the weed does not change from when it's grown to when it's not. Like obviously, like trichomes and whatnot can fall off as it gets older, but the THC percentage is going to remain the same every single time, 100% out of 100%. How can the THC, once it's already been harvested, how can the THC be diminished by a value greater than 10% at the time that it was tested? Think about that. Just think about it. From the time that it got off, from when the time it's been cut to the lab, tested until your shelf, the THC percentage and CBD levels from when the test was can vary 10%. Yikes. But, you know, when I go take a drug test at like the hospital or something, they can get it down to the like nanogram. When John Jones tested positive for steroids, to the nanogram, microscopic. But for some reason, we're 10%, we're 10% off, you know. That don't seem like a very reliable testing site, or they don't sound like you're there's something sus there. That's all I'm gonna say, right? And that's the whole thing with the whole medical industry. See the part where the part where they want to treat weed like alcohol or this and that, or treat it as a as a medical, it is medical, but since they put it as that, well, you have to treat it like every other medical, um, prescription, right? Which means that every single pharmaceutical drug should have to show exactly what is grown into it or put into it. I mean, yeah, what it is, the whole thing, a 360 of it. Because if they don't tell you, and there is some things in there that, cause very, 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 very life threatening illnesses, right? And then you like get an illness, then you were being deceived. You were being deceived by the pharmaceutical industry. And not only that, why National Poison Control? Why do they have this on the packaging? National Poison Control. That's the number they gave you. So what type of poison is in here? That is my question. Now they are starting to label things with poison in them. They're no longer hiding it. They will show you right here that they are poisoning you. Poison. Right? Because then again, if you buy it and smoke it while it says National Poison Control Center, you know that there is some type of poison in this packaging. And this is their excuse. Well, if you don't know and it's on the packaging and you still buy it, well then that is your fault. We're all responsible. But no, there should be way stricter guidelines than that. If there is some sus ass shit that is in this packaging or that is in the product, and you are not told of what is in it, then that is fucked. And then this is gonna be their whole thing. Well, if you list your ingredients and this and that, well, then you have to well then everyone's gonna have, you know, everyone's product's gonna be the same. People can copy this and that, and like, how am I gonna keep my product like number one shelf selling product, right? And then this is what I gotta say to that. If it is 100% legit and there is no poison in there, there is nothing that is going to if there's nothing that is going to harm you, then yeah, go for it. Then you don't have to list everything. I just think that they should have to list what 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 is really going on here. And then look at this. On this packaging, this is the warning label. Used by pregnant or breastfeeding women, used by pregnant or breastfeeding women, or by women planning to become pregnant, may result in fetal injury, preterm birth, low birth weight, or developmental problems for the child. Nowhere on this package does it say may cause cancer. It doesn't have a may cause cancer. But wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. It has a National Poison Control Center number. It has a Poison Control Center number, but it does not have a message saying this product may cause cancer. Wait, what's really going on? This is from a dispensary. Like, what is really, really, really going on? And that brings me to my next topic. Okay, we're on the topic of, you know, someone being deceiving, right? Or a company or whatever, or a product or whatever, right? Let's just talk about, you know, I don't want to, the Native Americans got deceived for their land because again, we didn't think Mother Earth as a share or a stock or a commodity or whatever the hell you want to call it, right? Because Mother Earth is a gift. She is our mother. How are we going to own anything here? She is the mother, right? So then, and now get this part, Native Americans were trying to fight for their rights, right? And Europeans had weapons, whatnot. So them saying that, okay, well, get that you signed that paper, you signed the treaty, the document that says that, um, boom, they say that you were okay with this, right? Um, well, first of all, they didn't even have writing language either. Native Americans literally just knew symbols, and they had some birch bark scrolls. Yeah, but that was mostly their form of writing. So they, that is very deceiving right there to begin with. One. But they say, well, a contract's a contract, right? Well, if we look back into the contracts, we notice that the Native Americans weren't getting what they were promised, right? And then the reservation sizes just kept shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, even smaller than from when the treaty was first signed. So it says that, you know, the way they look at it is that, like, well, the Native Americans signed the document, right? They knew what they were signing up for. Well, first of all, they didn't, right? They didn't because they didn't even, if they would have understand that nobody can even own Mother Earth at all, then yeah. So so they were being deceived, right? And they didn't even get promised what they didn't even, the United States government didn't even hold up their promise of the deal at all. And but that's fair, you know. But that's fair, right? And this is the whole thing about karma. This is how karma works, right? If they do it and they get away with it and no one says anything, well, then there's they don't feel the repercussions of that, right? Because they don't feel guilty for something that they did. But next, next thing I want to the thing about being deceived is this company that I just started working for, right? I just took my state license to sell life insurance and this and that, right? And you have a 30, well, like in policies, in like life policies, you have a 30-day um you have a 30-day grace period, right? So I've been like working at this company. I just was in field training for like I've been there like 2 weeks, right? I still haven't even got my state license to start like field training. So I haven't been there like more than, a couple weeks or less than 2 weeks at the very longest, right? So when I had when I had finished that, right, like my test and I got my state license to be able to sell, right? Next thing they wanted me to do was download Telegram, right? They told me, okay, well, go ahead and download Telegram now. They said, you're going to need to download Telegram for the boss. You need to download Telegram because your state test on Telegram, you're going to be tested over Telegram, so we know you're not cheating on your script, right? Well, come Friday, here's the script training test. We don't even have to do it on Telegram, turns out. But everyone, so they rotate script trainers every day, right? And every day they kept saying, download Telegram, download Telegram, download Telegram. You have to get the app. You have to get the app. You're gonna need to do it because we can't have you cheating, right? And then it didn't even happen. Well, after that, they wanted me to download couple more apps. You know, they wanted me to download, board, group me, whatever this, whatever that, couple more apps, right? And then they wanted me to get some on my computer as well. So I download the file, or I download the apps, right? What I have realized is that now that I was watching a YouTube video on my computer, right? And on my computer, it I full screened it, right? And I noticed that the video, like, it was like a short, like this, right? Well, like outside of it to like here, it was lit up like white, a glowing white, right? Like, yeah, like outside the video like that. My computer has never done that before. And for some reason, instantly after I just downloaded these apps, all of a sudden my videos start to get this white space, right? Not only that, the video now has one of those the line mark when you're typing, you know how it blinks? The video does that in the corner. I've never seen that ever one day in my life while being on YouTube. Like you can start typing on the video. And while reading these benefits and all the stuff that that looks like, it'd be nice. The company's like, "Oh, this will make you a lot of money this, a lot of money that." It's like, "Yeah, cool." Like, is it a good product? Yeah, like the benefits are good and all. The benefits are this, the benefits are that. But I'm not going to. Then the next thing they need is my calendar. So now they want me to share my calendar with them so they can have access of my activity 24/7. They can know exactly what I'm doing all the time. They want to monitor exactly what I'm doing, just like that crow monitoring spirits. Me, it's monitoring me like that's what they want to do, right? And companies say like, yeah, you can't speak out about the program. Like, you can't do this or whatever, whatever. Maybe I don't know if you can or not. And to become a state licensed producer, right? In order to sell an insurance plan, you have to go over the policy with them and make sure that they understand everything to a T. So when we are online and we get that license and an agreement thing, right? And they make us want, like, they make you want to, read the whole thing and then sign and say, like, that is well, if you sign that, then you're liable. And no, there should be way more restrictions than that. A company should have to, if there is anything, a company should have to, if there's anything that, you know, people should know that is important, they should be required to inform you of what you are signing up for. And if you do not speak the same language, then they should provide you a translator that is able to make sure you know exactly what you are signing up for, right? Because if you sign, this is their whole thing about the karma. If you sign the license agreement and you are the one that's supposed to read it, then the fault is on you, right? And it's like, no. First of all, nobody really reads that shit, if we're being honest. Second of all, we don't know underneath. It could say, well, this company, you know, plans to steal your child, right? Not saying that this company did or nothing. Let's say there's a licensing agreement that, for some reason or another, that sentence just happened to be slipped in there. Your child can just, if you do this or this, your child gone, right? But if they themselves specifically don't say, hey, if you sign up for this, your child, or if you sign this and you do this and this and this, well, then your child is gone, right? Gone. So even though the benefits are really nice, even though it is very good money, why I resign? I resign. I am not working with this company anymore. It's an S&P 500 company. So I'm like, okay. Well, this might be my shot to actually earn some nice income. And come to find out, with whatever they got going on, I don't care how much fucking money they offer me. Fuck them. Oh five, fuck them. I resign. I resign. I don't want to work for them anymore. It was cool and all. The cool thing is though, I got to study for the class, the state exam on, the license insurance and whatnot. And yeah. And what is weird is that like, so get this. On on what is it? Hold on, let me see what this app is. Like Acorn, right? So on Acorn, right, the app, the investing app, you could actually sign up for this program, or if you get like, I forget what it was. If you sign up for the membership or whatever, it gives you the option to, create two beneficiaries, right? You can create a couple beneficiaries. Yeah. And I did that a little while ago, right? So when I listed the two beneficiaries, this a little bit afterwards is when I found this company to work for, right? And one of the policies is that, you know, you can list two beneficiaries, and if anything were to happen, then yeah, then boom, boom, right? Well, well. Because I listed my beneficiaries, first, and then I changed it though, and there's permanent beneficiaries and there's you know contingent beneficiaries, right? And the first one I listed was a person, right? And the second one I listed was in nonprofit organization, right? And then a couple weeks later, I'm like, wait. I changed my mind. I swapped the order. For some reason, something told me to swap the order of the beneficiaries because it says if something were to happen to your primary beneficiary, then it would go to your secondary beneficiary, right? So, for the safety of my first beneficiary, right, to protect them, I chose to list them second, even though they would be my primary. But for right now, like at this moment in time, I put them as my second one to protect them, right? But this company, yeah, and some weird stuff, I can see it from them. So, yeah, like the groups that they have, like in the meetings and stuff, you know, like the Bat Cave or the Bat Cave. The Bat Cave is where Corona started. The coronavirus started right there, right? And I don't know. There was another group like named like the dark portal room or something. They're like, I don't even fucking. It was like the dark room or something. Oh no, right? So as all of this is adding up in my head, I'm thinking like, I'm out. I'm out, right? But with the benefits for these programs, if you work for this company, you get these benefits. These benefits carry for the rest of your life, it says. These benefits will carry on for the rest of your life. You will be protected for the rest of your life. And yeah. So I think I should still qualify unless for some reason in the user agreement, for some reason they were to say that these it doesn't say that though. It does not say the amount of time that you have to work for them in order to get these benefits, right? And I should still qualify for those all of those benefits. And yeah, and if I don't, well then whatever. I would much rather, not work for a company. Like again, money is not the most important thing to me. And then two, when like the whole reason they want me to be a part of their organization is because they know like the weight that my name holds. Like they know that like whatever I touch turns to gold. They know that. So they just want me to be a part. They want to ride my coattail basically. They want to ride my wave. They want to surf my wave, but it's like, yo, you know, don't you read the sign over there? The tidal wave pool says one person, you know, or two people. It's a two-person tube, one-person tube, right? You know, this tidal wave pool can't hold 50,000 tubers or however big the company is. But and before, so I found this job on Indeed or yeah, Indeed, and then so I signed up for it because like I went to school for business, even though I had no previous sales, whatever. So I just that day that they had a thing or whatnot, like the to describe the company and like you know that day they said if you do not have like a your license to sell insurance, then you'll need to work on getting that. And I specifically remember the guy saying, and if you do not have your sales record and if you do not have your sales um your license to sell insurance, if you do not have it and you are still like and you've made it to the hiring phase, then that is good signs. Or then that is a good sign that I forget exactly what he said, but he said something in regards to that. And I was like, Wait a second then." I was like, so this company has heard of me before then. This company knows exactly who I am. This company, they did. I just know that they did. It's kind of like a thing, like Hollywood loves to do, you know, um, groom. It's called grooming, basically, and that is what they love to do to people who have no money, people who are struggling, people in the foster care industry, right? People who have nothing. They love to give opportunities like that to people like that because they're willing to do whatever it takes, right? Nah. So I was like, yeah, well, yeah, I'll fucking, I'm down to, yeah, I'm down to sign that, and then boom. But no, I'm not. I resign. I quit. I quit. I quit. I quit. Because again, I only think it's fair that, to sign a policy or even a contract or whatever, you have 30 days to do whatever. And then the thing is, like, I never even filled out like a W-2 or whatever. It's like a solo, like you just get a ID number or a tax number or whatever, and you just say that you're working or you're contracted through this company or whatever. So it's like a yeah, it's a contract, and you get to decide how long you want to work for this company or whatnot. And yeah, it turns out that I'm done before I even start. I'm done before I even start. Because they even told me, they said, if you're not 100% into this, you're not going to make it as a good sales agent. He said that you're not going to make a lot of money doing that. You're not 100% into it. And I told them before, I said, I'm currently in college at the moment, studying to get my bachelor's degree. Once I finish that, I plan on starting my own business, right? And they knew that. They knew that. That's what I told them, right? So after I joined, they say, we need your 100% time, focus, dedication. We're going to teach you a whole industry in 3 weeks. We need you. Like, come on. If you're not 100% into this, then you're not going to make it. What the fuck did you not listen to what I just said though? I said, I'm currently in college studying to get my bachelor's degree, and I'm going to start my own business after that. I think those were my words. So why in the fuck would you even accept me to be a part of the team if I told you that I had my own plans and this isn't my main focus? This is never going to be my main focus. Why did you want me to join that? Because guess what? They thought, okay, this money, this money, it'll get them in. It'll get them. If he starts making, if he can get 3 sales a week and he makes, $1,300 a week, he's gonna be enjoying himself, right? He's gonna love it. He's not gonna want to leave, right? Those were the yeah. And the truth is, no, I don't even want a penny from you guys. I would rather not be watched and monitored by any of you. You don't need to know my information. You don't need to know my calendar, what it looks like, what I'm doing every second of the day. That's invasion of privacy. Huh. And then they make me get these apps. For one, they're not on. So like for my computer, I got my computer from my school, right? And my school, right? They, yeah, whatever, whatever, whatever. But for my school, it's called a Dynabook laptop, right? Whatever, whatever. So then they have the settings set to where like do not download apps if it's not from the Microsoft store, right? You should not download apps if it's not on the Microsoft store. Well, guess what? This company, they when I go to look up these apps, guess what? They're not on the Microsoft store. And it says, "Are you sure you would like to download these files as they are not on the Microsoft store?" And thinking, "Okay, yeah, it's a S&P top 500 company, right? Like they got to play it by the book. They got to be by the book, right? You know, they wouldn't lie or deceive me, right? Like right? They wouldn't do that, right? Oh, yes, they would. You know, you know how you get to the top? You get to the top by cheating, lying, scamming, cutting corners, taking shortcuts, you know, not paying workers, not providing a good, you know. These companies know how to get to the top. They're not dumb. They use their, you know, yeah, yes. But I no, I see exactly through what they are trying to do or what they have been trying to do, and they want me to like read this script or whatever. Well, reading a script is like a form of like incantation, right? I'm guessing is what they are. And in there, it talks about now blank when blank dies accidentally, they are going to send you blank and blank. Why is it foreshadowing talking about someone's death? And this is the thing in the whole script, it has the male dying and doesn't talk about the female. But the female gets the benefit. And then, the male gets a benefit if he were to lose his job or another thing like if he loses a arm, a leg, a foot, this or that, right? And they'll pay him $2,000 if you lose, a arm, a foot, a leg, or this and that, or double that amount for the loss of any two, right? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, okay. Well, let me look back at the story of let me look back in Egyptology and let's take a look at the origin stories with what happened with Osiris, right? He was the original king. That is like when if you see anything about Egyptology, it talks about Osiris being killed by his brother Seth. And what did Seth do? He chopped off his arm. He cut his whole body up and left each like part of his body all across the world. So like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now that now that I'm working with this company, you know, if something were to happen to one of my arms or legs or feet or you know or eyes or whatever, I'm covered. Or I'll at least get $2,000 for it. I'll get 2K. even though this land was never for these people here. I see through these shape shifting. I see through the bullshit. Like I'm too real. Like I knew that. It's like I had a. It's almost like spirit sent me in like undercover, type type ish, right? Spirit sent me in undercover, but things have just been aligning real like yeah, and yeah, I think spirit just wanted me to do this to understand how it works, the policies and this and that. It wants me to then, go through some records, see if anything had been like, moved around or exchanged through like some type of beneficiary thing because according if there were like, lots or deeds or whatever in somebody's in a person's name who went to war in around like let's say like 1812 or something, right? And you were related to this person, right? You could claim that. Or so could your, wife or beneficiary, right? Well, I think what has happened is that I don't even know. Yeah, I just I think that when I signed the beneficiaries and put the first person first, that they went ahead and looked back on some records and had stolen in an inheritance because I'm not stolen it like I'm not. Yeah, I just I'm not sure about that part. I'm gonna take that part out. But oh wait, no, 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 no. Thing is, with these monitoring spirits, right? Yeah, I think the person that you know, call me crazy, call me this, call me whatever, but this is my true belief. I believe the person who I was in love, like I'm madly in love with, my twin flame, right? Believe that I believe that she got murdered or killed or whatever, or not or whatever. I believe that she literally is not here on this earth anymore. I don't know if that's true or not, but the reason why I think that she is not around anymore is because I think that they did some type of cloning or some type of sacrifice, like a blood sacrifice or satanic sacrifice or whatever. And then I think they cloned her, or whatever, whatever. Or if they didn't kill her, they tortured them or abused them mentally, whatever, sexually, like whatever, spiritually, so that they could control them, basically. Because that is how people trauma bond, right? But if they were to know that, there's an inheritance, right? Somebody has an inheritance, or somebody's in, they could figure out past lives and records, go through ancestry.com and just go through records, then they could sign that document, claim that, claim that they could claim that, the land or whatever, and then they could instantly transfer it into, or sell it off into somebody else's name without me even knowing. They could have done that without me even knowing, right? In the thing, in the this, with this company, it says that after, it said that a letter has been sent to you, and that um once you, sign some beneficiaries, or once you, yeah, or yeah, it said once you sign beneficiaries for like a will or whatever, this company would contact you, right? Well, as soon as I did that, this company contacted me, right? And now I pray that she is safe and protected, and I pray that she is still here on Earth. But like my true like feeling is that that form of her in that vessel, that Earth body, I feel like is not here anymore. And I feel as though that what I feel as though they had a plan, the government had a plan to steal this inheritance from me. Just like the contract, with the treaties and stuff. They just want to keep taking and taking and taking and taking. They want to take everything why? Because they do not want people to think for themselves. But the truth is, like the devil's word, it's over. It's done. Like the truth, once the truth is out, like the truth is out. Like the devil cannot deceive me anymore. The devil cannot trick me. The devil cannot whatever. I'm safe and protected. But yeah. Yeah, the whole reason why I think she's not here in in body form, right, is because is because uh is because I keep getting she keeps sending me like she keeps sending me signs like throughout. She sends me lots and lots and lots of signs. like in the physical. And yeah, yeah, I just believe, I don't know. I just know all of my stuff looks like it appears to be hacked, this and that. Yep, yep, yep. But yeah, so that's all that I have. But yeah, that's what we got going. Um, And as I look over, that crow had disappeared, and I just received a phone call from, yeah, what? Osiris. Osiris is considered like the judge of the underworld, right? The underworld is heaven, or I mean, is earth. And then there's the heavens, right? He's the judge. And the reason why Osiris is the judge is because his heart is as light as a feather. How how can you use, craft, anti-gravity craft? Your heart has to be lighter than a feather. Why is that? Because in a pocket of air, a feather can actually do what? It can actually float higher and levitate, be pushed up, right? But in order to operate these craft, it goes your it goes off your mind. If you can control the craft by your mind, right? But they have some super exclusive high tech technology that to run it, your third eye in your heart must be, you know, working on the same, like, you know, they have to be aligned or whatever. Yeah, you get it. But and they've had documents about this. They just don't. I just don't think they understand how it works completely. I really don't think they understand, and I think the government will do everything they can to keep it a secret. But the truth is, they will not get any further because there was a craft that was left here for. They even found it, or there's been a couple. I think that some crash landings that have accidentally happened, and then so I'm thinking that there's a couple around here somewhere. But the original one, if we go back to Egyptology, and if you study a little bit, it states that there is a craft around here somewhere. It states that. And the truth is, like, I'm pretty sure I know where that craft is as well. I'm pretty positive I know where the craft is. If they have not already got it, but I don't think they can. Because again, when you have these, you're not going to be able to get the craft. I know where it is, but I already told them where it is. But the thing is, you have to, you have to say an incantation to open up these pyramids, right? And under the pyramids is where it is. But your your heart has you. The only way it's gonna go is through your heart. You know. Think of a video game, right? Think of a think of a passage that's locked because you haven't or think about like games where they have like that sword in the ground and there's only one person that can pull it out of the rock, right? It doesn't matter if they're super strong or whatever, the biggest bodybuilder in the world, right? None of that. It's meant for somebody. One. And the truth is that the way that this world has been designed is that information and knowledge are a constant because time is constantly flowing. We're constantly moving in space. But those who have been in charge, the shapeshifters or the original like fallen angels or the ones kicked out of heaven, because as above so below, on what is going on here at earth is still going on in the heavens as well. Or, you know, there's been great wars been going on. But the thing is, everybody knows that the time is coming to an end. And those who have sold their soul, they fear for they fear because they didn't believe, but now they do. And growing up, I always said, you know, if you had the choice to believe or not, why wouldn't you rather just go in life, go through life like just like believing, or like isn't it better to believe and then find out at the end that there's nothing rather than to not believe and then go find out at the end that there really is, something? And I believe in reincarnation as well, but I also believe that the devil will be locked up forever and ever and ever and ever, and that not just peace here on earth will remain, but peace throughout everywhere will be a thing. And yeah, 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 and that's all I really got for right now. I just know that those that are large and in charge tell you what to do. They tell women that they can't give abortions out there in Texas, but you know the church and state are supposed to be separate when making laws, right? But get this, in Texas, it's not legal for women to get an abortion, but did you know that a child goes missing in this country every 30 seconds? I've been here about, I don't know how much time, just on this video alone, and it got cut short. we're at 45 minutes, right? So that's about 90 kids right there. And add the other video, that's about 180 kids missing, right? And if a woman would want to get an abortion, right, because for whatever reason, and she's not allowed to, well, I guarantee you that the risks for that child being abducted, given away, left outside, or abandoned are much higher. But guess who wants that to be much higher? Government or the people who kidnap these children and sell them into slavery, sex slave, or to do these demonic rituals, or because why else would they not allow that? Because it's not morally right, right? Well, why is it not morally right if it's not in the Ten Commandments and Jesus died on the cross for our sins? So why do you want to take these rights away from women when they are the ones? I'm pretty sure, according to science, women's brains grow and mature at 5 years faster than men's, right? Women are way more intelligent and smarter than men. And that's just scientifically proven. If we want to bring science into it and, you know, so why, why, when males mature, their brains mature at a much slower rate and whatnot, why do they get to be in charge of what women do with themselves or their body? Well, scientifically, that seems a little backwards. They love science, but like, I don't know, that kind of seemed like backwards. Yeah. Something just seems backwards about that. And if people really did, the reason why that they need these children is because their vessels break down very quickly. When they do demonic things and you know they drink adrenochrome and do these rituals, they become like vampires. They they age very quickly in the blink of an eye. That's why when you see vampire movies, like when the sun comes out, they're gone. Well, you know, at the age of the Aquarius, right? Um, yeah, that just sparked this new light. I think it was like some sunspots, exploded, causing like radiation, an extra amount of light sent to like the whole galaxy. So that amount of light, when it eventually, reaches the Earth, because it's gonna obviously take time for it to arrive here on Earth from the sun. You know how that works. Those that can't handle that light because They're not. Yeah, they're they can't come along. Then that's just. And I think that is what they quote unquote consider like the rapture or heaven here on earth forever, because the devil will be cast away for good, and he will never be able to return, ever, 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 ever. And I feel bad, I really do, for. But again, Jesus died to forgive everybody for their sins, right? Everybody is already forgiven. But that does not mean that the devil is not going to be locked away. Yeah. Though because they have nowhere to go. Because yeah, they have nowhere to run, they have nowhere to hide. And the reason why they're scrambling to make these, NASA missions to different planets, different galaxies, right? Is because their time here on Earth is limited, because their vessels will they cannot handle it if they're not in the spot where they will be able to. I just imagine how furious the devil would be, the enemy. How furious, since the beginning of time when it was all created. He had this wise plan, you know. He thought he should be God. He thought, like, what does this guy know that I don't? Like, I should be able to control everything. There's a reason why none of us control it. There's a reason why universal laws are a thing, because nobody is free of karma. Nobody can dodge karma. It doesn't matter what tricks you try to play. The truth comes out, and yeah, that's that. So yeah, that is all I have. Um, I pray for peace. I pray for healing. Pray for justice, especially for all these children or all these victims of being deceived, being lied to by these, quote unquote, yeah, these leaders, right? These wonderful leaders. So one last thing, right? These women that can't get an abortion in Texas, right? I thought this was supposed to be the land of the free, right? Isn't this the land of the free? No, this was the land of the free until they took it from the Native Americans. Why did they want to genocide the Native Americans? They would not be around to tell anybody that, this was not theirs to begin with, and that, you know, yeah, but that's that. Land of the free. Woo-hoo! You just gotta work with what you got. And right now, yeah, right now I'd be doing my best. But yeah, I pray for anybody that is dealing with spiritual warfare. It is a real thing. It is very, very real. So if you don't believe in spirituality, or you don't believe that there's a creator, well, why do you believe in like voodoo or like spells or like or this satanic church group? Like, right? The satanic church group is like the god you want to rule because money, fame, fortune, whatever. Instead of in the one God, the all God, and see everlasting eternal life. But that's all we have. That's it. That's all I got for now. Um, yeah, if you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe. But I'm sure those that need to hear and see this video, I'm sure that they will. Oh yeah, yeah. Last thing, in the Bible it states in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth in 7 days, right? So in those 7 days, everything was created perfect. It wasn't until the devil deceived Eve that all this chaos had started, right? Well, who's the one to blame right now in that situation? Do you blame Eve because she is the one that ate the apple? Or do you blame the devil for deceiving her? Well, considering, you know, our Father created Adam in the image of himself, right? And that Eve is Adam, like Eve comes from Adam's body. So those two were created perfect to begin with. There's always still free will, but if you truly believe something and you trust someone who is deceiving you for whatever, Who is the one that should take the karma? Who's the one that should face the karma? Well, it's clearly the devil. And that is why the devil is infuriated. Because the devil lost. And that is that. So, I love you. I love you guys all. Yeah, yeah. I love you guys all, and I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful day. And until next time, I will see you later.